Rik Emmett says Rush had it down. They knew how to do it. Their machine was clean. They knew how to deal with people. Rik says there's a reason why Neil Peart's death, or rather his sickness before, did not get out. Through the years, he's gotten to know the guys in Rush, Neil Peart, Geddy Lee, but especially Alex Lifeson. We talk about the Rush machine on Rock History Music.
I was just talking to Terry Brown 2 days ago. I'm saying, how did they keep that under wraps? I said, how did they keep that? No one knew. He says, I didn't even know that he was sick.
Yeah.
He says, I didn't know that he had.
Those are individual choices. And certainly the Rush camp, they knew how to play things close to the vest. Their whole life, anybody that they ever hired had to sign the NDAs, like they knew they were just on a whole other level, and I know Alex a little bit, and I know that Alex is friends with like Dave Gilmour of Pink Floyd, and I know that they could travel in those circles and get, advice and insight, and Ray Daniels would be able to get it on those levels, so that they would go, so maybe this is a good way to deal with it. This is a good way for us to cope, because Neil was not the kind of guy that wanted to live a public kind of life. He didn't even like doing interviews, and he didn't like going to meet and greets. He didn't like any of that stuff,
Terry says he barely knew him. Terry Brown, their producer for the heyday, says, I didn't know Neil Peart that well.
Yeah. Geddy's going out and doing a book tour, and that blew my mind. I went, really? Okay, wow, okay. But I think part of it is, now that the Rush thing is done, I think both Geddy and Alex, they've kind of relaxed in a way that when Neil was part of it, they couldn't relax because Neil was not a relaxing kind of guy. Neil was wired in a certain way that I've read his books. I'm on ECW Press, which, that was also the company that Neil was with, for his books. And I think he was a private kind of a man, and so I think it made it so that Rush realized, well, we have to respect that. That's 33 1/3 of what we're about, So the thing that's nice about writing a book, it's not easy work. It's actually hard, and the editing is really hard, because you're going to have giant piles of manure, and you're trying to find the diamonds that were inside the mountains of manure, and extract them. But then when you're done, you've got all these lovely diamonds that you can do a lovely setting for, and the metaphor can continue, but you get the idea.
How long did it take you? This book?
A couple of years.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing just that, but I was, on some days it was all I did, put in a whole 8-hour day sitting, chewing through, stuff on a laptop and working on the file, and
the rock star thing. Sorry to interrupt you. You balance the rock star thing really well, because every time I talk to someone who writes a book, they're always going, I don't want to deny I'm a rock star. I can't do that because they don't want me to, but I shouldn't. I gotta, I earned this, and it's good because I know you enough, at least, that I don't think I wanted it just to be about triumph. I wanted it to be about life.
Yeah. And your book can do the same thing. You obviously you're going to put something on the cover, like, the marketing department of ECW had a lot of input in the subtitle, because there it is. Oh, we want sort of like an exclusive kind of backstage pass? Yeah, okay, backstage pass. So can we get Rockstar? Yeah, okay. Can the Triumph? I go, yeah. How about this? I thought about it for a couple of nights. I sent him a thing. I go, a backstage pass to Rockstar. What was it, like? Adventure, conflict, and triumph. And it was like, oh, this is perfect. I go, yeah, I know it is. It's a marketing thing. I understand marketing, but the book is not really, it's a backstage pass to a lot of other kinds of stuff that was my life,
And your rules. I loved your rules.
Yeah. Top 10 tips. And I wrote that for a Long and McQuaid catalog originally, that thing. And I was teaching at Humber. I can't tell you how many faculty guys from Humber came to me. I'd be, running something off on the photocopier, and a guy would come up behind me and go, hey, man, I saw your thing in the Long and McQuaid magazine. He goes, that was unreal. I'm going to use that in my class, man. I'm going to be teaching that. I go, great, good, yeah, it's excellent. Guys would come in and go, Rick, like these are guys that are sort of like jazz legends, and they're coming in and they're going, listen, you're teaching people about websites and stuff. Can I get some insight into that? You got any like handouts that you give about? I go, yeah, sure, I can share that. So that top 10 tips, that went good, yeah. But I've said in many interviews, there's 16 chapters in the book. There's a foreword and then there's acknowledgments at the end. There's 16 chapters. There's only one chapter that's the triumph chapter. But I mean, obviously, you're not going to sell the books unless the word triumph is on the cover somewhere, and so I figured that out, and that's one of the reasons too why I'm at peace with the guys. It's their name, it's their brand, but they got no problem with me putting that on the cover of my book. There was a time when they would have, when lawyers would have started sending me threatening letters, but those days are long gone.
Rik Emmett's autobiography, Lay It on the Line, is available now. There are links at the very top of the description where you can pick it up. Also, if you want to make a donation to the channel, there's a PayPal link, and you can join our Patreon and get early access to all our videos. Remember, like our videos, comment on them because we read all the comments. Subscribe to our channel, that always helps. Like the videos and share them on social media. This is John Bowden, more from Rik Emmett in the next 2-3 days on Rock History Music. Take care.